Amor, why do you take so long? ¿Por qué demasiado tiempo? ¿Por qué?
Porque sí. Porque sí. Porque sí.
Bonita, hola bonita.
Hola.
Hola papi,
Hola, papi.
papi chulo.
Hola, papi chulo. Ay.
Loca.
Canso. ¿Loca?
¿Qué?
No soy loca.
Lista para playa. Centro comercial. Vámonos. Bonita.
Déjame ver eso.
Here we are shopping, getting some bathing suits for the beach. And it's my friend, a really nice girl, just hanging out. But, I love Colombia, man. You get the better version of black women. If you love black women, I would say the best package would be Colombia. Brazil, too, but a lot of Brazilian women, black included, are very liberal. They're more likely to have septum rings in their nose, tattoos, and stuff like that. So then there's Kenya. I think they're very traditional, but nothing. The beauty in Kenya just doesn't compare to the Black Colombian woman. So I would say if you want a black girl, definitely go to Colombia. They can cook. They got good hygiene. They clean. They take care of their man. And yeah, it's just a full package, man. They're very super feminine. Very few of them are overweight. So, definitely get you a black Colombian woman.
Sin gimbal. No, he's speaking English.
So, one thing I do love about Colombia is the beaches. It's a different culture than Brazil. In Brazil, it's a lot more, I guess, more open. You'll see a lot of vendors selling a lot of stuff. You'll see, females all over the place in thongs and stuff like that. I think in Colombia, women are a lot more conservative. I think their bathing suits are less revealing. In Brazil, I mean, they all walking around in thongs. They're all tanning. Everybody wants to be darker. Even the white people, you know, they're obsessed with their blackness, even though they look white as snow. And yeah, it's one thing I do like about Brazil is the pro blackness, even though there's some racism. But anyway, in Colombia, you can go to a more private beach where you're looking at maybe $5-6 to get in. They have DJs, and at nighttime it's like a turns into a club. So yeah, you get that atmosphere. But then there's like the Cartagena beaches where you can bring a boombox and stuff like that. You can hang out. It's a little more. It's a little closer to Brazil type of atmosphere, but you're not gonna have as good of a time, in my opinion, because I mean Cartagena. I haven't been there in a couple years, but man, I tell you, it was just so annoying, so damn annoying with all those freaking vendors, man. Like you can't get 5 minutes to yourself without somebody trying to sell you some shit. It's just so annoying, so much of a pain in the ass. So So yeah, man, that's why I like going to more private, secluded beaches. You know, you got waiters and waitresses that actually serve you drinks, serve you food. It's a lot more elegant. Um, a lot more classy. If you just want to actually relax uh, around the upper class locals, this is where you go. You go to a nice private beach where you got to pay to get in. That's how I do it. I don't fucking want to go that far. So nothing against black American women, but one thing about foreign black women is they do not mind getting wet. They don't mind getting in the water, and I love that. And another thing that I love is the lack of obesity. When you're dealing with Colombian black women or even Brazilian black women, the amount of obesity is like slim to none. The only time I really see an obese black female in Brazil or Colombia is like an older woman who done had like 3 or 4 kids. They grandmothers and stuff like that. Sometimes they give up, but in her prime, in her fertility age, man, she is smoking hot. Like no stomach. One thing I like about Colombian black women is they don't really have tattoos. But in Brazil, that's my only turn off about the Brazilians because they heavy on the tattoos. They still look good, but I hate tattoos on women. I just think it just looks trashy, in my opinion. It's very masculine, saying tattoos are more of like a masculine thing that men throw on, but women, they throw it on, it just doesn't look as good to me. But anyway, obesity is very low. You know, my personal opinion, I really can't tell you who looks better, in my opinion, like black Colombians or black Brazilians. I would say black, if I had to choose, I would say black Brazilians just because you don't see black Brazilian women with weave. Like they're rarely, I think I've seen them with like a weave ponytail. But other than that, you don't see them with tracks. You don't see them with a wig on. They don't do that shit. It'd be hard. I'm not saying you can never find it, but it's extremely rare that you see it. It's kind of like seeing an afro on a black woman in America. You don't really see it. It's sometimes you'll see it, but it's just so rare that it's just not realistic. Like 90% of them wear weave. So when it comes to the black Colombian women, they do wear weave. That is my only turn off. So whichever doesn't matter to you. Me, I hate weave more than I hate tattoos. So, but I think the most traditional women I've dated probably were black Colombians. Black Brazilians, they just trying to put it on you, man. Like they're non-transactional. I don't understand how guys be going down there and spending money and tricking and stuff like that. I never understood that because when it comes to Brazilians, if they actually like you, you're not spending money. And the same thing with Colombians. I think a lot of guys, they just want to get straight to it. They don't know how to they don't speak the language. They don't know how to court a female. They just don't know how to. I hate to say it, but a lot of guys don't know how to be men. And I'm not knocking a guy for paying. You know what I'm saying? That's what he likes to do his thing. Some guys just want to skip straight to it, but you really don't have to pay when it comes to these women, man. I promise you. And then some guys will say, "Oh, well, let me see who you're dealing with. If you're getting it for free and all this old stuff." Which I'm not saying, anything happened here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not painting that picture, but I will say, if you got your charisma together, you're not paying to spend time with women. If you're creating experiences, most beautiful women, which is average women there, are drop dead gorgeous. If you can create experiences and speak the language, you're not going to have a lot of trouble, having fun with women. You know what I'm saying? Women just want to have fun. And if you can't provide fun, they'll be transactional with you. There's a lot of beautiful women that you may think are prepaid, but a lot of times they're just prepaid because y'all don't know how to do nothing else other than get straight to it. So a lot of women just don't want to feel used. So they're like, hey, okay, we can get straight to it, but you got to give me some money. And I think, honestly, I've seen that in America more than I've seen it in overseas. I remember 20 years ago going to the club and trying to get a girl's number and stuff like that, and having girls come to my hotel, and being in Atlanta and stuff like that, visiting and stuff like that, and then seeing girls, oh, okay, it'd be $100 for you and your friend. And I'm like, they wanted $200. I'm like, no. But that was 20 years ago in Atlanta. So, what foreign women may do when guys want it real quick, they do the same thing. But I think I would say foreign women are less monetized. I think when guys deal with the monetized females, like I said, you're just not dating them. And some guys, most guys do not have time to court and date and stuff like that. Like, if you're not living overseas, I understand. Because a lot of guys, they'll go overseas for a weekend, for a vacation from work or something like that. They don't live overseas. They're just on vacation. And I understand that. So you don't have time to really court nobody like that. But I just hate when like haters and like a lot of the Facebook passport bro groups, really like the main passport bro group, hating ass niggas. Hating. Like, what I'm saying? You living abroad, dating, actually courting beautiful women, women actually living with you, girlfriends, stuff like that. And the prepaid guys, they'll hate on you. Oh man, she's prepaid, yada yada yada. No, you're just stuck in America. You don't have options to, you don't have the ability to, you don't have mobile ability to go outside the country and stay for months and years at a time. So you're just projecting, your lifestyle on everybody else. Some people can live overseas and court women. You are on a vacation and you have to get straight to it, and that's fine. But don't hate on the guys who have upward mobility. But anyway, but I'll go a step further. Some guys are just fat. Some of y'all are fat, out of shape. Y'all don't speak the language, and then you wonder why you have to pay. It makes sense. Dude, you're out of shape. You're in a country where most dudes are jacked, and you're walking in there with a beer belly. No, you know what I'm saying? No chest, no arms, no tricep, no bicep. You don't have nothing going on. So of course you're gonna have to pay. When you have some type of muscularity, some type of charisma, and you can speak the language, you actually take the time to learn the language, you're gonna have a much better experience. So I look at a lot of guys who are prepaid with everything, and I just look at them like, dude, you're fat. Or I'll see somebody who's extremely scrawny, like, dude, you need to hit the gym. Look around you, like, read the room. Dudes around, a lot of Brazilian dudes, Colombian dudes are jacked, and you have to, look up to that standard. You have to be that standard, and you're not meeting that standard. So anyway.
¿Cómo me hiciste este morado? No quiero que funcione esto.
¿Qué es su problema?
How did you make me that purple?
¿Por qué?
No sé.
Ya se me morado. Oh,
¿Qué, mami?
¿por qué?
¿Por qué, papi? Ay, papi.
Ay, ay.
¿Por ¿Qué?
Me hace. ¿Esto?
No sé.
Muy tan lindo. Yo como no sentí.
Dentro, papi, dentro. Papi chulo.
Qué papi chulo.
Papi, I love you.